Okay, on January. On June 4th, when we did our grocery shop, I picked up a package of one of my husband's favorite meals, and that is boneless pork ribs. So, and we like to get them where they look just like this. There's not a whole lot of fat or grizzle or whatever you want to call it. It's just pork meat. Hard to find. So, that day we paid $17 and some odd cents for a package of them. Brought them home. It is now Sunday and I'm ready to cook them up for dinner. So we just put them out on a cookie sheet. I put some aluminum foil down, sprayed it with some olive oil, put the 5 of them on it, salt and peppered them. Then I'm going to cover them tightly with foil. I'm going to put them in an oven at 375. I'm going to bake them for 1 hour. Then I'm going to make some homemade barbecue sauce. I'm going to pour the barbecue sauce over the top. And then I'm going to put them back in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes so that sauce can soak in. And then they're going to be ready to eat. Okay, my recipe for homemade barbecue sauce. Today, because my husband wanted extra, we did use the entire 20-ounce bottle of ketchup. You can do a lot less. You can do a lot more. A couple of squirts of mustard. I would say if you want to use a measuring, we'll say 2 teaspoons of mustard, salt and pepper, and then you can use anywhere from 1/4 cup of brown sugar to 1/2 cup. I used 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now, if you don't want to use brown sugar, you could use honey, maple syrup. I mean, the sky's the limit. You could have a dab of real barbecue sauce in it. I think you could put in maybe you could even put in liquid smoke or something like that. You could put in broths. You know, as long as you have the consistency, you know, that would be to flavor it with. But you want this consistency to be able to paint it on and to have it stick onto your rib, not just roll off and then burn in the pan. So you don't want any of that kind of stuff. So the sky's the limit of what you can make your barbecue sauce with. I learned how to make this when I didn't have enough money many years ago to buy my own barbecue sauce, and you know, ketchup back then was like, I don't know, 19 cents a container, 50 cents a container all together between the mustard and the ketchup. And I always had brown sugar on hand because I always had oatmeal on hand. So I mean, that's just the way I learned to do it, and I prefer this. Another secret ingredient is pickle juice. I'm not going to put it in today, but pickle juice gives it a little bit of pizzazz. I mean, different types of ketchup, different types of mustard, different types of sweeteners. Just make sure you make enough, you know, so your family can enjoy it on the ribs. And that's about all there is to it. All right? You take your pork ribs out of the oven. You insert a thermometer, meat thermometer, to see what the temp is. 165 for pork. Double check before you start eating that they have reached the healthy, safe temperature, internal temperature. Mine were 168. I painted on the barbecue sauce. I'm going to put them back into the oven for 15 or 20 minutes, and then it's going to be time to eat. And this is what our ribs look like when they're done, completely done. Internal temperature is 170, so they're a little bit more than done. Barbecue sauce has stayed on there fairly well, so they're going to be nice and juicy with homemade barbecue sauce. And we're having new potatoes and curly kale that I've grown and some cauliflower for supper tonight.